Yeah, all right. Video log Thursday, February 10th. Really motivated to do one of these. Didn't really have a topic top of mind. I did come up with one last night, but it's really hard to write something down while I'm driving and it's dark out. Was it dark out last night? What the heck? I don't even remember. Maybe it was Tuesday night. It was one of those nights I had a good idea and I didn't write it down, and that's my fault. I really need to do that more. So another thing that I'm really motivated this year, I made a comment about it on a YouTube channel that I follow, Marcus Heidecker, I think is how you say his last name. Really, like I've been saying in the last couple of my videos, learning how to options trade. As of today, I've made around $800 off of starting out with $1,500 to $2,000 to start putting towards it, and that's in just the last 2 to 3 weeks, if that. 2 to 3 weeks really. We'll call it the last month just to be safe, but I think it was kind of like the middle of January. So anyway, my goal is to get up to 100,000, double my money essentially. I got my portfolio around 43 at one point, I think 43, and then from there I was able to using that as a model anyway. I have a client that they rolled their retirement over, moved it into my hands, and it was 46,000, and I was able to double that in a little over a year, I guess, under a year, I forget. And now we've got the dividends rolling in around $4,000 to $5,000 a year in dividends. Meanwhile, that portfolio is still growing nice. So that's really my goal, is if I can have $100,000 invested by the end of 2022, I'll be a happy camper. Of course, a lot of that's gonna be based on what happens with crypto, what happens with the metaverse, which I think a lot of people are still very bearish on it. NFTs, maybe not so much. Facebook's metaverse, maybe not so much. Roblox, I think their earnings come out today. So we'll see what happens. I made some more call, did some more options trading today. Maybe could have made more money, but a profit is a profit, and can't be upset about that. Doubled down on one position, and I think it'll pay off. I think I got till the 18th or the 22nd or something for that option. But I think the main topic of today's video was really kind of just talking about how I got here. How did I get to a point in my life where I'm fulfilled with my career? I started an LLC and I have a passive income. Happy with a lot of the way my life has turned out, and how I've struggled and fought through depression a couple of times, and just getting to where I'm at. I mean, life can be really unfair and not very easy, especially if you take a victim mentality, a victim mindset with a lot of things. And when I was younger, I was always the victim. I was always being bullied, and I always took it personally. And I had a really great manager, Michael B. I won't say any more than that. And he taught me Q-tip. Quit taking it personally. Most of the time, people don't even care. It's not even about you. It's definitely not about you. Don't take it personally. So it's kind of like what I was talking about yesterday. You know, some people, they just project asshole because they think everyone's being an asshole. They take everything personally, and so they just have a very bad view of life, maybe. I don't know. And then once I started like implementing that and just kind of being more and more carefree, things got better. And I think maybe we'll kind of jump around. There will be no particular timeline to this, and like there's no real steps to take, but just little actionable things to do here and there. Yeah, one of the big things was just quit taking it personally, and that was a huge weight off my shoulders. Another one was kind of realizing I'm not as smart as I thought I was. That's more of a logical fallacy than anything. But once you're able to realize that you're not as smart as you thought you were growing up or whatever, you know, it's a logical fallacy to think that way and feel that way about yourself. And so, you know, that's fine. And just realizing it, though, is the important thing. Realizing that you're not as smart as you think you were really helps take a lot of weight off and a lot of stress off your back about how you've done things and just what you need to accomplish. You're not gonna overburden yourself. And like another thing that you can do is really, you know, is just like work on your appearance. That one I did more because I wanted to, and it felt good to do it. But I always enjoyed working out. It was never really for vanity. At points it got to be for vanity. You know, you get lost in the sauce. But it was mainly, I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed the way that it made me feel. And next thing you know, yeah, I mean, I went too far in the other direction with giving myself an eating disorder and maybe cutting too much weight to an unhealthy weight where I was too skinny. But I mean, I saw a post on Reddit. It was a push notification. I didn't actually read it, and I think you know, I should probably preface this with, growing up I didn't think I had an attractive face, but I think the older I am, the more I have to kind of admit, all right, I think, you know, I didn't receive the unlucky end. I didn't get the short stick in that regard, and I'm not, whatever. But that doesn't change the fact for men that there still are things that you can do to make yourself more attractive, and one of them is, you know, be fit and healthy. That's a very good measure of masculinity and manliness. I mean, it doesn't really matter if you have a handsome face. If you've got the face of Brad Pitt, but they're building like a castle or something. If you've got a Brad Pitt type face, but it's hidden behind a double chin and a 350 to 385 pound body, you know, you might get lucky here and there, but vice versa, if you're not blessed in the face region, having an unhealthy body is not going to help the situation. And yeah, I mean, incredible wealth can help, but you're not going to attract the type of females that you want to attract if you do that. Or I mean, if that's the case, like especially if you're like a trust fund baby or that sort of thing, and even if you're a self-made multi-millionaire or billionaire, you're always going to be wondering if she actually likes you or she's after you for whatever, unless she was with you from before you had all that and she helped you reach that status. But we're talking theoretical here, like what to do to get more girls or to find that special someone. And well, couple of things is like, you can't be so hard on yourself. If you think you have a bad appearance, or if you think you're ugly, then you'll be ugly. You'll project that. That's how it works. Is if you think a certain way, that's kind of like what you'll project. When I was really starting to get into getting healthy and getting fit, the power of like mental imagery is one of the things in psychology that I had seen, and so I found I did this thing where like I've through one of the many, this is like when magazines were still kind of a thing. I had like a bodybuilding type magazine that I found a picture of a guy who had a similar body type to me, but was like, in way better shape. And so like I put that image in my bathroom where I could see it while I was taking a pee. So every time I had to pee, I could see that image. And so it always inspired me, like, this is what I'm working for. Like, this image is it. This is what I want. And it sticks in your mind, and so it motivates you to get to that point. So if you don't have something like that telling you, like, this is me, or this is what I want, or this is my image of myself, and you're constantly negative, then you're going to project that. Another thing, like, there's really other basic things you can do. Like, so, like, that's a long form way of saying, like, go to the gym, and then you don't have to go crazy with it, but that one is one that, takes a while, right? Like, you're not going to see the results immediately. One thing that you can do to maybe see some results immediately is, like, take a shower, use moisturizer on your face, wash, get a haircut, trim your beard, and get a new outfit, like a good outfit. Don't have stained clothes. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, fucking look nice. Show that you take pride in your appearance. And the mental image of like, oh, I'm ugly, or I don't like the way I look, well, that's gonna snowball into the way that you dress yourself. If you don't like the way you look, then why should you bother taking pride in dressing yourself well? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, and it adds to the spiral, the downward spiral pattern. And you got to look for these, you got to look for those patterns. And the mental mind traps, maybe, people talk about them, whatever. Like, you gotta make sure to catch it before it funnels, funnels all the way out of control. And then you have a tougher way to get out. You want to spin yourself upwards and outwards into the 1%. You want to spin yourself up that pyramid, not let yourself go out of control until you're flat at the bottom of the pyramid. So what do you do to create that momentum? Well, first of all, you start bouncing back and forth those two things. Stop telling yourself you don't like the way that your face looks or a certain part. Don't focus on a certain abnormality. According to you, I guarantee you, Q-tip would apply. With taking it personally, most people either don't notice it or don't care. And the people who do, if they don't like it, fuck them. If they do like it, well, they're gonna be the one who likes that little quirk, and they're gonna make you feel good about it. So there you go. That's how you need to think about that. As far as like shaving and a haircut, I mean, the same thing. A new haircut can go, I don't know, it just makes you feel fresh. So fresh and so clean. Like, yeah, just be fresh and clean. Wear deodorant. You don't have to go crazy with cologne, but just put something to mask that BO. Wash your clothes. Do your laundry. Other things on top of that, I mean, those are basic, right? Brush your teeth. Wash your face. Take a shower. Moisturize your face. It's not unmanly to say that. And, my nose is red. My nose always is red. I have I deal with eczema, and I deal with dry, flaky skin, dry, flaky scalp. Head and Shoulders doesn't help. Really, the only thing that helps is my diet. That's on me. But I moisturize every night before bed with some pretty good stuff. But I can't help it. Like when I'm out in the weather all day and it's cold and my nose is exposed, I mean, it is what it is. Your nose runs, you wipe it, it gets red. What can I say? But yeah, just do those things, and I guarantee you that will springboard you into a better mindset. And then hopefully, that'll carry you through 14 to 21 days, enough that you've gone to the gym. I mean, 21 days, that's 3 weeks? Really, you got to go to the gym 3 times a week to see pretty good results. 4 times a week if you wanna like lose weight. So 21 days, 3 times a week, 3 weeks, 9 days going to the gym, or exercising, walking, exercising. 21 days. 9 out of 21. Oh, and please don't go back to back to back. Don't hear that and say, oh, I'll just knock them all out. No. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Figure out whatever works for you. And if your schedule or whatever gets fucked up for the day for whatever reason, don't fucking use it as an excuse. That's what kills me. And this is also me talking to me lately because I've gotten busier. But in the past, it's like, oh, no big deal, I'll find a workaround. That is not only something that you need to do with accomplishing your goal of like maybe looking better or getting a mate. It should be something you do with a lot of things. Oh my gosh, I didn't make this sales call. Oh, well, I'll find a better time. Oh, this came up and so I couldn't make this scheduled meeting. That's all right. Let me find a workaround. Always be motivated to accomplish your goal / goals. And that's one of the other reasons, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to come up with certain daily topics. I can't keep beating a dead horse. I think I just want to do video logs. And, in the future, maybe my son will watch these. Maybe, who knows? I just want to make the content and get it out there. But, I do want to grow this. I have a lot of ideas, and I don't know. I think a video journal would be a much more, I don't know, I'd be more able and capable of doing it, especially if I drive and talk. I don't do it much, but I used to drive Lyft and Uber, and I used to have conversations and keep people entertained in the back. Got a lot of stories. I mean, how many times have you heard I could write a book from the amount of stories I got when I drove Lyft and Uber? I mean, it's fucking true. So this is just me having a conversation with an invisible person that I think wants to listen to me. And that's one of the other things I really, really want comments and topics of conversation. People who enjoy this. It would be really great if I had like an actual passenger. Man, how cool would that be, huh? Lyft or like Uber logs, or yeah, whatever. Like fucking videos of like drivers talking to their passengers and the crazy shit that happens, the crazy stories you hear. Yep. Oh gosh, yeah, I got quite a few. Yeah, there's one time I took a bunch of dudes home from the downtown area. It was like it's a pretty far drive, about 40 minutes, I guess, 25, 30, 40 minutes. They all piled in, and the best, it was a wild. So like, there's 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Well, the maximum limit is like 4. I can get like 3 people in the back and like 1 person up front. Well, they're like, oh, come on, like, let's get this one more. And they like, they're all smushed in the back. But I told the last one who was like trying to get in, like, he was drunk as a skunk, and I was like, oh, hell no. Dude's gonna throw up in my car. I know this guy is gonna throw up in my car. He's so drunk, I can tell. And we're driving a far way away. I can see it. I know where we're going. I can see it. It's a long way. No, thank you. And they're like, oh, come on, let him get in. And I'm like, oh, no. I can't have more than 4. That's the rules. That's the rule. Oh, come on, man. I was like, no way. Like, not only is it against the rules, he's so drunk. I don't want him throwing up in my car. And this is like the best part of the story, which, like, I mean, it made it so worth me retelling, is they're like, oh, no, man, like, he goes to Alabama, he's good. like the fact that he goes to Alabama means he knows how to handle his liquor or something. Like, fuck off. Anyway, the biggest dude, he gets up front, and he falls asleep on the ride home, and we get there. First, dude from Alabama did throw up in the car, and they're doing everything they can to hide it. Remember, one of them got in with like one of those button-down shirts, and he got out, and he didn't have his button-down shirt on, and they freaking they ripped his button-down shirt off and was like trying to wipe down my car, so they didn't get in trouble for throwing up in it. And, well, you can only hide so much. When you guys are drunk, you didn't do a good job of cleaning it up. But the big dude passed out, and when we got there, like, he would not wake up. Like, it got to the point where his friends were punching him in the arm, like hard punch, and slapping him in the face, trying to get him to wake up, and he wouldn't wake up. Dude was out. Like, I mean, they were reeling back and just like, Mark, wake up, Mark, shaking him. Wild ride. That's one story. Who would win in a fight between a silverback gorilla and a grizzly bear? Someone asked me that once. That was a good conversation. Had a lot of fun talking to that dude. What a wild, like, fucking character that guy was. Yep. One time, one story about the dude, like, once we got to where we were going, he just, like, left his fucking chick in the car and just, like, left her, and, like, she got locked out. And, yeah, no, I was done, but that's a whole nother story for another day. Maybe if someone sees the comments, reminds me of it. Oh, no. Oh, college stories, the garden gnomes, that almost came up today. Talking about times that, we were talking about, like, a military base and working on a military base. I was talking with a guy who's ex-military at work, and he was basically saying, like, if he had to go work there, he knows how to break the rules, so he'd get kicked out. And I like, brought something up about, like, maybe, like, taking pictures on my cell phone. He's like, no, you just got to find the right buildings and do it, and purposely get caught, and you'll get interrogated, like, guns in your face interrogated. And I was like, well, it wouldn't be the first time I've had guns in my face. And so, like, that was the garden gnome story. Another time was, I mean, that I've had the revolver pointed at me, but that was in a joking manner, but dangerous, I guess. I don't know if it was loaded or not. That is an old man, man. He is crazy. Crazy old man that guy was. That was a good story. I mean, that was a fun night. I don't know if I could retell the story. I was so blazed that night. I thought we were on a radio show together, just sitting there. You know, the movie of my life, which tends to happen when you get it like that messed up. So market's been crazy. Inflation is at the highest point ever since like 1982, 7.5% CPI. That happened. And like they released those like numbers today. Like I guess it was something new. Maybe the media is like finally trying to make something big out of it. But like I've been hearing this shit for months now, which is like the surprising part to me is people knew about it before like the mainstream media was making it a big deal. So maybe those people that you know I'm hearing it from, I should keep listening to. And yeah, that would be like the prepper channels that I listen to. Gotta focus on that some more. That was like another goal. Yeah, I want to grow this, but I also want to like focus on getting better prepared and building up food reserves, things like that. I mean, people think that this year is that the economy is about to crash or whatever, and I mean, no, it's gonna get more volatile, but I think it's gonna trade pretty much sideways until like 2030, maybe. You know, when they finally get their great reset little agenda in, and you know, they don't want America to be number one in the world anymore, because they want the corporate structure to take over. They think corporations, you know, I don't know. I just don't know how that's going to work. I mean, I know there's like the money to make it happen, but I just don't understand how that can, you know, like they say, oh, like you will own nothing and you will be happy. Isn't that like what living is about? I mean, we're not communist, we're not socialist. And even if it's like forced upon you, like it was with Stalin or Mao, or even like it is in North Korea, it doesn't work. People are unhappy. So those two are just antithetical to each other, and I don't understand how anyone could think that was the case unless you're a deluded, wealthy, billionaire type person who is just a greedy fuckface and wants more. It won't work, because people are already scraping for what they have, and if they get blocked out of society because they can't find a way to provide and rent the next thing that they need, well, it's not going to work that way. Now, if this is like working towards some kind of fucking crazy digital utopia or transhumanism, you know, I could see that being the case a little bit more. Because there would be less need for human workers and things like that. And I should have looked at the map. This is going to be bad. Oh, how long does this traffic jam go on for? Yeah. Yeah, if this is some kind of like transhumanism thing where, you know, you won't need a car because it'll just be like automated AI Ubers everywhere. Okay, that's fair. You know, I can see that. But like, house? Who doesn't want to own their house? Like, for real, who doesn't want to own their house? You can't just rent. You can't just like be transient. Fuck that. the American dream, is to like own property, own your house. It's yours. It's your home. You grew up there. You bought it. You chose it. You wanted to build a family in it. That sort of thing. So I don't see that stuff working. I don't see how it would work. And unless they're gonna make everyone happy through laughing gas, I don't know. You know, drugs. What, are they gonna drug the water supply? I mean, I guess. You know. What was this stuff from Idiocracy? It's what plants crave. Yeah, I mean, is that what the water is gonna be? A bunch of Gatorade water with SSRIs or SNRIs in it? I mean, everyone's gonna be happy because we're all microdosing methamphetamine? I don't know. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to own anything either if I was constantly micro-methed out. Wouldn't be thinking straight. But that's just crazy ramblings of a madman. I really got way off topic, like about how I got to where I am, and you know how I went from growing up a fat boy to losing a bunch of weight and going from $8,000 to 40 something thousand, and then it's down a little bit to about like 35, 36 right now, but that's just the market. That's just because I'm in very risky and aggressive investments and I can take that risk. But one of those reasons I'm able to invest that much is because of the side income, and I made a lot of sacrifices to build an LLC. And that's the thing is, people don't sacrifice the way that they realize they need to. They make excuses, they think it's too hard, blah, 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 blah. And so they don't do the things that they need to do on a daily basis. They don't say no to going out and partying or spending money here or there, and then they don't have what they need, and they don't reach their goal. I don't know. Just focus on doing what you got to do and get it done. And like I said with the gym, I always had this negative self-image, and then one day I just woke up. It's like I woke up because I had just kept going to the gym. I was on my purpose. That's what you'll hear sometimes. It's like, be on your purpose, and that's what's attractive to females. So, like, that's kind of true, right? Like a woman doesn't want a dude who's doing nothing but chasing tail, because that's not attractive to them, right? Like, that's not stable. That's why dudes who have careers and jobs and a good ability to provide, that's why they attract women. They're on their purpose. They have a career that they're working towards. I mean, it's one of the things, like, we're like watching The Office, like I'm rewatching it, and it's like Jim is not really on his purpose, really, is he? Like, yeah, like he's this nice guy, and he hates his job, though. He's really there because he's just like chasing after Pam, and then like that's like sold to us in a package of like this is like the modern love story, and it's like, is it though? Because it seems like a whole lot of years, a whole lot of time wasted not having what you want. He wants Pam, and she stays complacent in the job instead of going to art school. and he stays in a job he doesn't like for whatever reason, and it's relatable. That's why that show did so good, is because that is relatable. And that I think is what's sad, is that so many people actually, like, they can relate to that. That's their life. Not accomplishing things, staying stuck. Being at the same dead-end job year over year over year. That's not healthy mentally. And I think that's the problem for a lot of people. They are not mentally healthy. And the reason is because we have a society that's built on arbitrary bullshit. It's actually a really good show for, you know, like, statements of society. Like the Kelly character. God, I forget her name. You know, they put the credits up, and who wrote it? Mindy Kaling. And, you know, she, like, writes a lot of the episodes, and, like, the temp, Ryan, like, he's a producer and writer for the show. And, but yeah, like, the Mindy character, the Kelly character, she's like, Jim comes back at one point, like, because he was at another branch, and all she can talk about is, like, Brad and Angelina, like, having a baby, and, you know, like, this other, like, celebrity couple, and, like, what they did, and you know, who broke up, and, you know, like, her life, like, that's what she said, right? She was like, oh, like, Brad and Angelina and this celebrity couple broke up, and this and that about another celebrity couple, and like, and then Jim was like, okay, oh yeah, like, that's, you know, that's great. What's new with you? And then she's like, oh, I just told you. And that's when you're kind of like, oh fuck. And, like, that is, like, that character is a microcosm of, like, many people, of, like, their lives, and, like, how they live, and, like, what they get obsessed with, and they're so vapid, and they don't care about anything other than celebrity babies, and, you know, the whatever, who did this and who said that, and, like, they have nothing to offer the world personality wise. They're just so dry, I guess, for lack of a better word that I can't think of right now. Vapid, right? Just empty, inane, nothingness. So don't be that if you're a man and you're not happy with your appearance, or you're not happy with your lot in life, or you can't seem to get the girl. Don't be a trend, be a trend setter. Don't follow the crowd. Do your own thing. It's attractive, and you'll be happy. Explore. Try something else out. Take risks. Do something you haven't done before. So anyway, that's just some of my thoughts for the day. If you watch this, man, thank you. Guy or girl, thank you. Oh man, he's going over a couple of lanes. What a hero, yeah. That's just how I feel lately. But yeah, if you watch this, thank you. I would love to hear what you thought, and any follow-up comments, or anything that you would like to hear talked about, discussed, etc. So good chance that I have something to say. Oh man, look at this. There's a Q bumper sticker on the car in front of me. A friggin' nice Acura at that. How about that? That's got to be QAnon. That turned into a crazy ass thing, didn't it? That thing got infiltrated. Yeah, my thoughts on QAnon, I think I said it a long time ago in another video, but basically, like, yeah, it probably started out like pretty legit, but then it just got infiltrated. Like, it was a threat, and so like they had to get in there and put in more disinformation, and the real Q got compromised, and then they started doing all the other crazy conspiracies, and the way to take down any conspiracy is make it into what, like a white supremacy maybe, or what other time travel they fucking had. Like, they had like this crazy shit, like, all got thrown in, and then next thing you know, like, all QAnon, all people who believe in QAnon are conspiracy theorists, and all conspiracy theorists believe in QAnon. And I was like, whoa. No. There's that one church in Topeka. They protest all the military funerals, and there's just hate. Westfield Baptist Church, right? They're Christian. Yeah, no, Baptist Church, you know, they hold themselves out as that. But, like, does that mean all Christians are Westfield Baptist Church believers and their preachings or teachings? No. You know, all Catholics are Christians, but not all Christians are Catholics. Same thing with, like, Westfield Baptist Church. Like, those nut jobs are like Mormonism, you know? Like, that's like Christianity, but, like, it's not like, it's not the general thing. It's like a very specific, different kind of thing. And so, like, QAnon is the same way. So it's like, please don't tell me that I'm a QAnon conspiracy theorist just because, like, I believe that corporations want to rake in a bunch of profits and profiteer off of a bad thing happening in the world. Just read Noam Chomsky, read Shock Doctrine by Naomi Klein, and just look at the evidence for yourself. People like that have already done the work for you, and they lay it out for you, and they source it for you, and it is there to be studied, and it should, and you should know this. And honestly, you should be able to spot those trends. You know, the people in Congress, they're not the only ones who should profit from trends like that. You know, the conspiracy is turning a blind eye and following the mainstream media's narrative about it. That's the real conspiracy. Because I don't know about you, but I'd rather know what the people like Nancy Pelosi are doing and why they're buying certain trades, or, you know, why they're buying certain stocks or certain options, and what do they know? So, anywho, I think that's about all I got in me for today. I am stuck in traffic and it is killing me. But yeah, keep on keeping on out there. Keep on building. Keep on doing your thing. Keep on focusing and making yourself better. And until next time, friends, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe.